And we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to not Jason Hebert Live. That's the other show. Welcome to Jay and Toby's True Crime Nightly. Excuse me. If you're not familiar with the show, we are the sister show to Jason Hebert Live, where we interview the loved ones of missing persons and unsolved crimes in an effort to help spread awareness and bring justice. On that point, make sure to join us tonight because we have an interview tonight. It's going to be a good one, guys, so do make sure to be there on the main Jason Hebert channel. This morning show is a bit of an extension to that nighttime program, and it works a bit differently. Instead of interviewing subjects, we instead take a look at stories from a third-party perspective and give our own opinions of them, as well as communicating with you guys, our subscribers, through the chat in an effort to get to know you guys better. So today on the show, we have a heck of a wealth of crazy stories. Probably since I've started doing this morning show, this is the most stories I've had in one show, and they're the most kind of out there ones. There's the most variety to these ones, let's say. Let's take a look. So today on the show, a U.S. Army trainee with a rifle allegedly hijacks a school bus full of children in South Carolina. They believe he's trying to return to New Jersey. A sub shop owner allegedly had an employee killed with a bat to avoid paying him back wages that he owed. A sixth grade girl in custody after allegedly opening fire in her Idaho middle school, injuring 3 people. Yes, a school shooting from a 6th grader, unfortunately. We got some news on Josh Duggar, who, speaking of unfortunately, has been let out of the jail a week after being arrested on child P-word charges, and much, much more. And that's only about half the stories. It's going to get crazy in here today. We also raise money during the show to support the efforts required to find the families we interview. So if you do wish to support the show and help with the nearly 130 or so interviews and growing that we have on our main channel, then I will put the link. It's in the description, and we will see posted throughout chat like this. This is how you can do it. Please make sure to do it via this link and not the super chat. Actually, we don't have a super chat on this channel. Never mind. That's my other one. And when you do donate, we do a couple things to shout you out. First off, we put your name on screen for the duration of the show. So I'll show you quickly how to do that. Although most people here know the deal. Most people here are here every day. Who do we have in the chat? We got about 6 people so far. Who's in here? Who's hanging out and being quiet? A lot of people don't chat. They just kind of listen. But anyways, right, you see the NA right there? That's where your name will go if you decide to donate. And every donation gets Toby Boy here a treat, except for the first 15 minutes. It's 5:45, so any donations that come before 6 get Toby double treats. We call it the lightning round. So we do appreciate it if you would decide to help support. It helps greatly. You guys really are the backbone of not only this show, but the main channel as well. Good night, Toby and Jason from Belgium. Oh, good night, Jenny. Yeah, it's late for you guys, huh? Ronnie, hey! I just thought in my head, I wonder if Ronnie's here. I wish I could see a list of everyone who's here, even if you guys don't talk. Kind of bums me out that I can't. How you doing, sweetie? Great. Glad to have you here. We do have an interview tonight, guys. Is everybody planning to join that one? Just loading everything up here. Give me un momento, please. We got our Toby boy over here relaxing. Okay. And Ronnie, how are you? Just a moment, we'll get into the stories. Like I said, the first 15 minutes gets Toby double treat. So what I'll do is after I read some stories for about 15 minutes, I'll come back and check and see any donations that have come in, and then we'll feed Toby then. So I'm going to try to not check it constantly. Try to check it between every 2 stories or so, just so it doesn't break up the flow of the true crime news too much. Okay. So I like to give it a moment for more people to come in, but this show, we don't get a ton of people. We get a small crowd here, especially since I never go on at this time. Also, this isn't going to be a very long show, guys, because I have to be prepared for our 9 p.m. interview. So let's try to bang this out as quick as possible. Our first story. A U.S. Army trainee with a rifle allegedly hijacks a school bus full of children in South Carolina. Authorities believe Jovan Collazo wanted to return to New Jersey. So apparently, I don't know the story yet, but this guy thought, I'm stuck in South Carolina, want to get back to New Jersey. That's about, North Carolina? 3 or 4 states, whatever it is. What's the best way I can get home? Should I call a friend for a ride? Maybe I can call a relative? Let me think here. Then he said, no, I know what I'll do. I'll grab a rifle and I'll hijack someone for a ride. That's going to turn out good for me. Then he said, should I just hijack like maybe a guy with a car? Maybe that'll work and I can be inconspicuous with the car. Oh no, I know. I'll hijack a giant school bus full of innocent kids. So we got a good look at how this guy's brain works. I'm still dealing with it. Will probably be this way until surgery. I'm sorry, Ronnie. When does the surgery happen? I think you might have told me. So I apologize. I got so many dates and times and things swirling around in my head. So when does the surgery happen? So this right here is Mr. Jovan Collazo. I'm going to share audio in case we get any videos. There we go. It's the first time I haven't had to go back and change it. So this here is Mr. Jovan Collazo, the man who decided kids' lives being in danger is worth him getting home to New Jersey. Why not, right? He's the only important person in the world. So why not put the kids in danger? That's the way I look at things, right? Jerk. We got Toby here, guys, joining us. Toby the treat boy Hebert. Perfect. My coffee is perfect today. Am I the only person that hates super hot coffee? Drives me nuts. Can't drink it. Burns my mouth. By the time I can drink it, it's already warm. So I'm like, why not just get it warm? And that's how I got it. Not that anyone cares. So, an Army trainee from New Jersey is behind bars in South Carolina after authorities say he boarded an elementary school bus on Thursday, armed with a gun, and briefly hijacked the vehicle. The incident happened at about 7 a.m., just outside Fort Jackson in Columbia. During a press conference Thursday, Richland County Sheriff's Leon Lott identified 23-year-old Jovan Collazo as the man who allegedly held a bus driver and several students on board hostage before letting them off and driving away. At least he let them off, huh? Didn't have them for too long, it sounds like, so thank God for that. Dispatchers began receiving calls about a man trying to flag down cars on the interstate. So at least he gave it a shot before doing it. Must have just been desperate, trying to flag down cars, and said, let me grab a bus. Ooh. According to Lott, who called that a very scary situation, Collazo made his way to a school bus stop where he stood with several children who were awaiting the bus to Forest Lake Elementary School. Collazo allegedly boarded the bus and told the bus driver he didn't want to hurt anybody. He wanted him to drive him to the next town. What the heck's the point of that? Go all the way or don't do it at all. Drive me to the next town, then what? You going to start the process all over again, trying to get a bus? What is this guy doing? Video from inside the bus played during Thursday's press conference allegedly shows Collazo boarding the bus before shouting at the driver to close the door and drive off. He was allegedly on the bus for a total of 6 minutes before ordering it stopped and letting the 18 kids aboard and the driver off. So he just wanted to get them out of the area where people knew where they were, boot them off, keep on going. Ronnie says, right now it's hard to find a doctor with my insurance. I'm not sure I'm having surgery. I'm so sorry, Ronnie. Oh my God, you poor thing. So now you got to sit there in pain and just wait, huh? Sorry, sweetie. Police found the bus with the rifle inside. There was no ammunition in the gun, and at the time of his arrest, Collazo was not in possession of any ammunition. Lott said Collazo only began basic training 3 weeks ago. So he wasn't even really a soldier here. Investigators believe Collazo wanted to return to New Jersey. He has been charged with 19 counts of kidnapping and numerous additional charges of carjacking, possessing a weapon on school property, armed robbery, and weapons possession during a violent crime. Attorney information for him was unavailable. It was unclear if he had entered pleas to the charges against him. So this guy is done, guys. If you haven't figured that out, charges of kidnapping 19 children. While I'm sure some of those will be knocked down or whatever, that's looking like a life in prison to me, or at the very least, some kind of, what would you say, huh? 20, 30 years. If this guy gets a light sentence, I'm going to snap, because we got stories like the other day where, what was the girl? Her and her mom rigged a prom queen or something like that, homecoming queen, and they're facing 20, 30 years. And then you got this guy. Thank you, Ronnie. We appreciate you. You're the sweetheart here. I'm just a guy reading some crime with a lump next to me. But don't tell that to the lump. He's a cute lump, but he's a bit of a lump. And he has a lump on the lump right here. Where are my cigarettes, guys? Give me 1 second. I lost my ciggies. Sorry, guys. Give me just a moment here. I don't know what the heck's going on. I just had them keep me calm during the show, even though I know I shouldn't smoke. Well, guys, I guess I'm not going to have any cigarettes for the day because I don't just rolled about 10 of them. Have no idea where I put them. Oh, well. Let's keep it on moving because I don't want the show to go quiet for too long. Appreciate it, though, Ronnie. Dang it. And we don't really, because I can't really get more. Tobacco's expensive. So I can't afford to lose them. What are we going to do, boys and girls? Mostly girls. Anyway, that's the end of our bus driver story. Next, we have a sub shop owner who allegedly had an employee killed with a bat to avoid paying him back wages that he owed. Wow. I've been watching a lot of, what are those shows? Kitchen Nightmares and what's the one with the bars? Bar Rescue. And let me tell you, there are a lot of restaurants out there that don't pay their employees. Sometimes the employees are helping the bills in the restaurant. It's kind of crazy. I would have never thought it is how it is. So reading this story makes me think of that, how many struggling owners there are. This guy was probably desperate, didn't have a dime to pay anybody, but you can't kill him. That's for sure. So Georgios Kakavelos allegedly had James Duffy help him kill Elizabeth Lamont. Oh my God, it's a young girl. 22, because, quote, she was causing problems for him at the labor board, say authorities. So just young girl, these two grown men apparently had her killed. It's all right, Ronnie. I'm freaking out because they're like my last cigarettes. And I buy the tobacco because, what do you call it? We roll them ourselves. And I don't know where they are. That's the end of the tobacco. The dang stuff's expensive, so I don't know. They got to be around here somewhere, though. So look at this poor girl, guys. Right here. So this girl was killed for money that was owed to her. Huh? What do you think of that? Look at it. Says, that's a kitchen back there? Yeah, kitchen. So that's probably her at the job, right? Wow. Okay. So a former upstate New York sub shop manager has pled guilty to helping the store's owner kill a 22-year-old employee because she was causing problems for him over back pay. So not only did this guy the owner kill this girl, he hired his manager to do it. The manager of the place he owned. How crazy is this? On April 30th, James Duffy, 35 years old of Johnstown, pled guilty to second-degree murder in connection with the death of Elizabeth Lamont. If anybody wants to look up the story, it's a very Unique spelled name. It's Allyzibeth. It's like Elizabeth Lamont of Gloversville on October 28, 2019 at local substation number 9, a sub shop in Johnstown, according to online court records. That's an odd name for a shop. Local substation number 9. Okay. Sure, why not? I make my own too. She was really pretty. Oh, you make your own cigarettes? Yeah. Oh, I think we got a donation coming in, guys. Give me 1 second. And, oh, wait a minute. No, this is something. What is this? Never mind. Something from the Department of Education from Indeed. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Different message. We get 3 minutes left on the lightning round. Shortly after Lamont was killed, Duffy said in a court-filed statement to investigators that owner Georgios Kakavelos, 52, of Bellston Spa, told him that Lamont, quote, was causing problems for him at the labor board because he owed her money, according to the Daily Gazette. Duffy, who was the store's manager, told investigators that they spent 3 days planning the killing. Their April 2020 indictment states that Kakavelos paid James A. Duffy to kill or assist him in killing Elizabeth A. Lamont. Reported by the Leader Herald. On the night of October 28, 2019, Duffy attacked Lamont with a baseball bat inside the sub shop. Come on, guys. So it's bad enough that you got to kill this poor girl. But on top of that, you got to pick a bat, not something a little less violent and gruesome. And then you do it right in the sub shop where she's working? This is craziness. I'm hoping it wasn't during work hours. And then Kakavelos was on hand with a garbage bag, Duffy told investigators. Oh, boy. So they had this whole thing planned. Can you imagine this? This poor 19, 20-year-old girl, whatever it said she was, comes into work, ready to work, and her manager and owner are sitting there with a bat and trash bag planning her murder while she's at work. What a creepy story. I'm going to have to look into this one and see if I can contact anyone from this case. What do you guys think? This would be a crazy story to look into. How could this happen? Kind of sickening, no? She died of multiple blunt force trauma to the head, New York State Police said at the time. Lamont was immediately reported missing. Her body was found 3 days later in a shallow grave off of a highway exit in Malta, the Leader Herald reports. Kakavelos and Duffy allegedly tried to cover up her killing by burying her in a shallow grave covered with branches and fertilizer, which they thought would make her body decompose faster. Oh, the fertilizer, I'm guessing. Okay. I don't know anything about bodies, but does that help them decompose? I don't know. Guess it makes sense, right? Why not? On October 31st, 2019, Kakavelos and Duffy were arrested and charged with second-degree murder and concealment of a human corpse. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, I got something coming in. So in April 2020, well, on October 31st, 2019, I think I read this, but they were arrested and charged with second-degree murder and concealment of a human corpse. And in April 2020, Kakavelos was indicted on charges of first and second-degree murder, second-degree conspiracy, 2 counts of concealment of a human corpse, and 6 counts of tampering with physical evidence. He had pled not guilty to all of the charges. Duffy was indicted on, so that's Kakavelos. Then Duffy was indicted on first and second-degree murder, second-degree conspiracy, 2 counts of concealment, all the same stuff, of a human corpse, and 4 counts of tampering with physical evidence. So basically the same charges, but 4 counts of tampering instead of 6. So the owner got more charges, despite it seems like the manager did most of the work here, the physical work. The indictment states that at about 5:20 p.m. on the night Lamont was killed, Kakavelos bought lawn fertilizer, work gloves, pants, and a sweatshirt, and 3 hours later bought duct tape, plastic sheeting, towels, and bleach. Duffy agreed to plead guilty in exchange for a lesser charge of second-degree murder, the Daily Gazette reports. He had initially pleaded not guilty and will be sentenced in July. Cacavelos' trial is scheduled to begin on Monday. Yeah, I'd like to do a story on this. I'm trying to learn how to do, pre-recorded videos kind of stuff. And let me tell you, it is difficult. It is freaking hard, guys. Anybody who makes those videos and does all that editing, my respect level for them has skyrocketed since I've learned kind of what they go through. Boy, is it brutal. It's hard. You got to learn to have good memory and read things on camera without it looking like you're reading, or I don't even know how they do it. It's been blowing my mind, if I'm perfectly honest. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I promise this will be the last time in a while. Ronnie says, I like your live. Thank you, Ronnie. Sorry, guys. I had to go into my emergency stash, my final 2 cigarettes in existence. Oh, boy, is this going to be a bad day. Without cigarettes? I haven't had a day like that in months. I'm like panicking here. Where did those things go? They're gone. Maybe someone smoked them? Wow, okay. That is horrible to do a story. Tell me about it. Okay. Time to calm down. Let me sit down for a minute, have my little panic attack as the realization sets in that no cigarettes are coming. And finish my last 2 here. So, Cacavelos' trial is scheduled to begin on Monday. In an email to People, his attorney, Kevin K. O'Brien, wrote in part Mr. Cacavellos has been steadfast in his position that he's innocent of this horrific crime. We mourn the death of Ms. Lamont as she was someone Mr. Cacavellos cared about as an employee who worked closely with him. Really? Because he doesn't seem like he cared that much. You know what I mean? Typically, usually when I kill someone, I didn't care that much about him. Call me crazy. But he doesn't sound like the most caring guy. Or maybe he doesn't know how to... Hey, give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just the kind of guy who doesn't know how to show his emotions. So he did care for her, but, he also killed her. I mean, what a ridiculous statement. But that's what he has to do as a lawyer, I guess. What a shame. What a shame. So, finally, usually the stories always end with them people saying, couldn't contact the attorney, but in an email to people, Cacavellos attorney Kevin K. O'Brien wrote in part, Mr. Cacavellos has been steadfast in his position that he is innocent of this horrific crime, and we mourn the death of Miss Lamont. He added that Duffy, quote, has crafted a story like a petulant child looking to escape his sole responsibility in this case. So now they're trying to pin it on Duffy and say Duffy did the whole thing and he's lying about us being involved. So that's what happens. All you people out there who go ahead and want to commit a crime, and the first thing you think is, let me bring on my good friend because he'll never tell on me. He's going to tell on you. So any crimes done together, the first thing the cops are going to do is bring in everyone in a different room, tell them, yeah, the other guy's telling on you. And then the first thing someone does is go, what? They're telling on me? Oh, yeah, well, they did it. And the whole thing falls apart. So never think you can get away with a crime with anyone else involved, particularly one this serious. So Duffy's contempt for Mr. Cacavellos is obvious in everything he said and did after he murdered Miss Lamont, says O'Brien. Mr. Cacavellos is everything Mr. Duffy is not. Wow. An attorney for Duffy did not immediately respond. The typical ending of these articles. The attorneys don't respond. Huh. Throw some over, Ronnie. Throw the cigarettes. I'll catch them. Toby will jump up and catch them. Wow. Sad, huh? Just imagine that. You're at work, probably tense, not getting along with the boss and the owner. And then, boom. Next thing you know, you're like, wow, I'm being killed right now. Sick stuff. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the next story. A 6th grade girl is in custody after allegedly opening fire in her Idaho middle school and injuring 3 people. A 6th grader, guys. We've seen shootings happen in schools. We've seen 6th graders get hurt in shootings. I can't recall the last time a 6th grader did the shooting. Am I making sense? Can you guys think of one? We got very quiet chat today. I'm going to have to start doing these morning shows less or something because nobody really participates in the chat. Now, tonight when we do our interview, our nighttime show, we'll have a ton of people in the chat. Those things fill up like crazy, but these are really kind of dying out, these shows. So the unnamed suspect, who's a 6th grade girl, has since been placed in custody, officials say. This is at Rigby Middle School. So a 6th grade girl allegedly opened fire inside her Idaho middle school on Thursday morning. Authorities responded to Rigby Middle School in Rigby, Idaho around 9:15 a.m. after reports that students and staff had heard gunfire. The girl, whom police have not identified, allegedly pulled a handgun from her backpack and fired multiple rounds in the hallway and outside the school, Jefferson County Sheriff Steve Anderson told reporters during a news conference. A female teacher managed to disarm the student and keep hold of her until authorities arrived. Let me tell you, even though it's just a 6th grade girl, that is pretty dang brave to run up to somebody who's shooting and disarm them and hold them, Because I don't care how young they are. When they got a gun, they're just as dangerous as anybody else. Tabitha, I was just thinking of you because yesterday you said that, I've been looking forward to these shows lately. I was like, I wonder how Tabitha's doing. Good. So we got a couple of people to chat. Sorry, Tabitha. I'm freaking out because I had my final 8 cigarettes and I lost them. So now I don't know what to do. So bear with me if I'm having a little bit of an off day because I'm like, it's sad because I like these lives too. I know, Ronnie, but I'm still going to do them. I just maybe have to do them less because it's been really slow. There's hardly any people in the chat, and just all aspects of them have really been taking a huge dive. So I got to figure something out. I don't know. But I enjoy doing these. I wish I could grow this show, But right now they're still important because you guys saved my butt for like 3 months when I wasn't working. All the bills are paid with this show. So I can't even thank you guys enough. Now that I'm working and I have checks coming soon, it's starting to get a little different. But so it's like just in the nick of time I got a job. But I thank you guys. You guys were huge, instrumental in saving my butt the last few months. I really can't thank you enough. Although today, I don't know where my cigarettes are. Does anybody else roll their own cigarettes? They're not the best cigarettes, but it's a good. The problem is the tobacco's kind of expensive, but you get a lot more out of it. Like $30 or something. But it's equivalent to what, maybe 6 packs versus typically you get 3 packs for that amount or whatever. But so the girl's not going to be identified probably because she's in 6th grade. A female teacher managed to disarm the student, as we said. The girl is now in custody, and investigators are trying to determine the motive for the attack as well as where she got the gun. Guys, by the way, Tabitha, we have an interview tonight. So if you're around at 9 p.m. Eastern time, make sure to join it if you can. And I have one scheduled for Monday as well. I emailed like 40 families yesterday. So we got a lot of work coming. It's looking good. A lot of stuff in the works, I mean to say. We want you to have 10 million cents. I know. Well, hey, I'll tell you, the nighttime show is chugging right along, but this morning show has been tough. But this morning show is a very specific purpose. It's been like the engine keeping everything going, so it's okay. If this ends up not being able to grow, at least I got a little group here. But what's happening with this morning show is as less people are in here, everything's dropping. So it's making me repeat things a lot. And I think maybe it's like people are stressing people out or something because I'm saying the same things. And I don't know. So we'll have to, what I think is going to happen, to be honest with you, I've been looking into the future as I work more and build both channels up. I think the future is going to be doing interviews from Monday to Friday, and then this will be a little weekend show. That way people won't be burnt out by it. Everyone can look forward to it on the weekends, and maybe once in a while I'll do a weekday show. That's where I think this is heading. So I apologize to everyone who enjoys this daily, but I think doing it every day is too much. So we'll see when that's going to happen, but probably within a couple weeks. But remember, you're going to have between this show and the main show, the interviews, you're going to have shows every night. So you'll see all your friends in there, So the girl's in custody, and investigators are trying to determine the motive for the attack as well as where she got the gun, Anderson said. Jefferson County prosecutor, what's the matter? You okay? Chill out. Why don't you take a little nap? Just look cute and everyone will be happy. Jefferson County prosecuting attorney Mark Taylor told reporters that upon completing an investigation, his office will file appropriate charges, possibly including 3 counts of attempted murder. Ooh, that's going to be hard for a 6th grader. 2 students and a custodian were shot, but all sustained non-life-threatening injuries and are expected to survive. The adult victim was released from the hospital Thursday afternoon after being treated, while the 2 students will be held overnight for their injuries, said Michael Lemon. Dr. Michael Lemon, a trauma medical director at Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. Yeah, I'll start an everyday show for me and you. Well, Ronnie, the thing is, I'm just starting to feel bad. Because here's the thing. This show, I've been doing it. And as you guys know, we do the donations and stuff. Because, that's kind of why the show started at first. We needed a way for the channel to support itself. But it's getting to the point where less and less people are coming. And I think it's because of the donation aspect of it. So that's going down and down and down. So it's causing me to have to be more often say come on guys, can we hit our goal? and I think it's stressing out more people. So more people are leaving. So I think people are getting squeezed out because of the show format, So eventually I'm just going to have to not really, mention that, which will be fine once I'm working. So over the next 2 or 3 weeks, once the checks start coming in, it's fine. But as of right now, this has been the thing I've depended on, You guys have been supporting the shows. So I think, I think the way I think of it is, it's like I've been putting a Band-Aid on things. I've been getting help for the day, but it's hurting things in the long run. So eventually I'll have to figure out a new way to do this. But anyways, so one of the students may need surgery, Lemon told reporters. What are you staring at? You want to fight? During the news conference, this is the worst nightmare a school district could ever face, Jefferson County Superintendent Chad Martin said at the press conference. We prepare for it, but we're never truly ready for it. Martin added all county schools will be closed tomorrow, but counselors will be available to students and staff starting Friday morning. Where are we here? Okay. Lucy Long, a student at Rigby Middle School, told the Idaho Falls Post-Register that her classroom went under lockdown just after 9 a.m. as soon as the gunshots started. So, guys, this is, let me see here. So I'm not going to play this whole thing because it's 15 minutes long, but I'm going to play the first few minutes so you guys can get an idea of what's going on here. So let's share our screen. We'll play like 3 or 4 minutes and come on and see if you guys want to continue or what you want to do.
I'm kind of give you a rundown on how this is going to go today. I'm going to give a statement, and then will give you a, and then the prosecutor, Mark Taylor, will speak, and then also at the end it will be Chad Martin, the superintendent from School District 251. So this morning at approximately 9:08 a.m., a 6th grade female student retrieved a handgun from her backpack. She fired multiple rounds inside of the school and out. She injured 3 people. 2 of them are students, and 1 of them is a school employee. They were injured with gunfire, but they are non-life-threatening injuries at this time. This is a very difficult and trying time for our community. We've had amazing support from partners across the state that have arrived to not only assist in the investigation, but give us support with what we need. The details of the investigation are being thoroughly investigated right now by these community partners. I can tell you that the student does reside in Idaho Falls, Idaho, but she does attend school here. During the shooting, a teacher disarmed the student and detained her until law enforcement took her into custody. This incident is also being investigated by, I'll tell you who the partners are: Idaho State Police, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Bonneville Sheriff's Office, the FBI, Idaho Falls PD, Rigby PD, Rexburg PD, and Madison PD, or Madison County Sheriff's Office, excuse me. We don't have a lot of details at this time of why that is being investigated. We're following all leads, and we will go from there as far as if there's going to be any more suspects involved or a reason of why this happened. We will relay that to you when we have that information. And with that said, I'm going to pass this on to Dr.
Good afternoon. I'm Michael Lemon. I'm the Trauma Medical Director at Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. At 9:55 this morning, our incident command was set up. We got notification that there was a shooting at a middle school in Rigby.
Let me ask you, can you guys hear right now? I bet you can, huh? You can't hear that news while I'm talking right now when it's off the screen, can you? Or can you hear him talking next to me?
And multiple different capabilities.
I bet you probably can't hear it because I'm not sharing my screen, would be my guess. I just stopped it now. Let me know if you guys could hear while I was asking. So, she said she began recording as she comforted her friends so that authorities would know what happened if the shooter entered her classroom. It's real, one of the students is heard saying in the video, according to Post Register, obviously letting her classmates know. This is not a drill. This is real. Somebody's shooting at us. As she was being evacuated by police around 10 a.m., there was blood on the floor in the hallway. Lucy told the newspaper, "I'm praying for the lives and safety of those involved in today's tragedy." You couldn't hear him, okay. In today's tragic events, Brad Little wrote on social media following the shooting, "Thank you to our law enforcement agencies and school leaders for their efforts in responding to the incident. I'm staying updated on the situation. The Jefferson County School District and the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office did not respond for comment to people." Okay, so we got a little group of people building up. Welcome, everybody. We're at about 10. It's been a slow day, so thank you for joining us. If anybody just coming in is not familiar, it's hard to hear in many ways. Oh, really? All that time? Sorry. Hopefully it was worth it. Not a waste of time if you couldn't hear. If you're just joining us, we are going over our news stories. We do this often. It's me and Toby. We do have an interview on the main channel, the other channel tonight. So please make sure to watch that at 9 p.m. And for that reason, I can't go too long on this show because I've got to take a little nap, prepare for that one. And lastly, any donations that we get on this show, which go to support both channels and, getting the interviews together, does get Toby double treats. We're doing double treats for the Toby man today. What is that? You know what that is? He smelled it. He loves it. Okay. So that's what we're doing here, guys. So if you'd like to support, the link's in the description, and it's right there in chat. So we appreciate you. Next story. Once again, this sicko, Mr. D-U-G-G, Josh Duggar, who's in the news every single day. And I always say, I'm not going to do a story on him, and then I do it. So, Josh Duggar leaves jail a week after being arrested on child P-word charges. He's out of jail. What is it with this guy? Is it his Hollywood connections? Throw this guy in jail. Do not free him. He doesn't deserve it. He has proven himself to be a sicko among sickos. In a room of sickos, he leads the charge. He is not a nice guy, a nice kid. He's not a kid anymore. He's the oldest of all the kids. So 19 and counting, should be 18 and counting. Get this guy the hell out of there. Should be 19 and counting down. Counting down to 18. Get it? That was a good joke, right? Ha ha ha. I wish we had Watcher hanging out. Watcher and Annie. Because you guys that have someone to talk to, they are the talkative members. Okay, give me 1 second. Telling Andy that we're going. Okay, almost done. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so Annie's going to come on in. Please hit your thumbs up. That's right. Let's try to get some people in there, guys. Let's let some people know that we're going. Because it's a slow day. So if we can hit the like, tell YouTube that we enjoyed the show, it will blast it out there for more people to come in, right? YouTube studio. Give me 1 second. And just giving Andy the link. Oops, I forgot to do one thing. Hang on. Okay. So let's get Andy that link. And there she goes. Okay. So Annie will probably come join us in a moment. Annie will be here in 1 minute, guys. That'll give you guys somebody to talk to. We got Ronnie and Tabitha in here. But people are being kind of quiet because, it's one of those days, one of those shows. So Annie will come in. So Josh Duggar. So per a judge's ruling, Josh Duggar must remain with third-party custodians, LeCount and Maria Reber, who are family friends, we found out, according to Watcher. And, we get another video. You know what? This is only 2 minutes long, so I'm going to play this one, guys. I'm going to turn the volume up. Hopefully you can hear it. I would ask you guys if anybody else had trouble hearing it, but I'm pretty sure nobody will answer if I ask because everybody's being quiet. So we'll just chance it. All right. What are you doing, Toby? He stresses me out when he starts doing that. He's shifting all over the chair. You all right? You want to go down? You don't want to be here? What's the matter? Position? You're trying to reposition? What are you doing? Okay, let's get this played. Oh, I see why you couldn't hear. Hang on.
Material depicting the sexual abuse of children. On Friday, the United States Attorney's Office, according to court documents, Josh Duggar has been charged for, quote, receiving and possessing material depicting the sexual abuse of children. On Friday, the United States Attorney's Office, Western District of Arkansas, released a press release saying that in May of 2019, Duggar allegedly possessed material depicting sexual abuse of children under the age of 12. The release also states that if convicted, he faces up to 20 years in prison, along with fines up to $250,000 on each count. The former 19 Kids and Counting star has pleaded not guilty. On Thursday, Duggar was arrested and was being held without bond in an Arkansas jail. A representative for the U.S. Marshal Service had confirmed to People that the former reality TV star was arrested by Homeland Security. The 33-year-old's arrest comes days after his wife, Anna, announced on Instagram that they are expecting their 7th child together, a baby girl. Josh has faced various controversies since he entered the public eye on the TLC reality series. In May of 2015, Josh apologized for his, quote, wrongdoing after a 2006 police report revealed that he had been investigated as a teen for inappropriately touching 5 underage girls. His sisters, Jill and Jessa, subsequently stepped forward as 2 of the victims. Josh also ultimately confessed to having cheated on Anna, as well as to having a pornography addiction. In an apologetic statement posted on the Duggar family website at the time, Josh said that he was ashamed of the double life he had been living. And prior to his recent arrest, Josh faced a real estate lawsuit. In September of 2019, Carp.com reported that a 3-day jury trial is set for Josh, and that he is, quote, accused of fraud and is being sued for quiet title and breaching a contract. And in November of 2019, authorities told TV station KNWA that Josh's place of employment, an Arkansas car dealership, was raided by Homeland Security as part of an ongoing federal investigation. In a statement to People on Friday, Jill and her husband Derek Dillard called the news of Josh's arrest very sad.
So I guess he's not making a ton.
Education is something that is extremely precious to me.
Guess he's not making a ton of money on that show, huh? If he's working at a car dealership? I mean, I would imagine if 19 Kids and Counting's making him rich, that's the last thing he'd be doing is working at a place like that. But or maybe they are getting a lot of money for it, but between 19 kids, 2 parents, what else do you got? Other actors on the show, family members that probably show up. It's probably not enough money to go around, even if they're paying them millions. They just shoot right through the money. Call me crazy, but that would be my guess as to what happened. So next, a man was executed on a murder conviction in 2017, but now new DNA evidence points to someone else, according to his lawyer. This is going to be, I feel bad, but I'm not a fast talker. No, it's okay. You don't have to feel bad. We have a couple people that are fast talkers, so it's nice when we get a little mix in there, 1 second. Okay. Okay, so we got 4 more stories. I'm going to try to bang this out in the next 15 minutes or so because I do have to prepare for tonight's show. So earlier this year, the Innocence Project and the ACLU argued there was DNA evidence that likely belonged to the killer and had never been tested with modern technology. So this right here is the man who was executed for the crime. Goes by the name of Liddell Lee. He was executed in Lincoln County, Arkansas on April 20th of 2017 for the 1993 murder of Deborah Reese. He maintained his innocence from when he was arrested until the day he died. Now, lots of people do that, including guilty people, so we can't go by that. However, DNA evidence pointing to someone else, now that is a whole different story. So let's take a look at what it has uncovered. Because you better believe the family's coming after that jail or sheriff's department or whatever, if it indeed is true that evidence proves that he's innocent. So Liddell Lee was executed in Lincoln County, Arkansas on April 20th, 2017 for the 1993 murder of Deborah Reese. He maintained his innocence from when he was arrested until the day he died. Now, 4 years later, an attorney with the Innocence Project, a nonprofit organization that works to exonerate the wrongly convicted, says DNA testing from the murder weapon points to someone other than Lee. While the results obtained 29 years after the evidence was collected proved to be incomplete and partial, it is noticeable that there are now new DNA profiles that were not available during the trial or post-conviction proceedings in Mr. Lee's case. According to Nina Morrison, who is the senior litigation counsel at the Innocence Project. So in 1993, Reese, who's 26, was found dead inside her Jacksonville home. She had been strangled and beaten to death. After neighbors alleged they saw Lee enter and exit Reese's home, he was arrested and charged with her murder, according to the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette newspaper. After his first trial resulted in a hung jury, he was tried again and found guilty and sentenced to death in 1995. Let's see. Okay, I see what you guys are saying. And hang on, guys. After his first trial resulted in a hung jury, he was tried again and found guilty and sentenced to death in 1995. Isn't it amazing how long it takes to convict these guys? But 2 weeks before he was executed, the Innocence Project and the ACLU said that identified flaws in the evidence used to convict Lee, according to a press conference on the ACLU's website, including the presence of, quote, DNA evidence that likely belonged to the killer and had never been tested with modern technology. The courts refused to hear any new evidence or allow DNA testing before executing Lee, who was one of 8 people scheduled for execution in rapid succession because of the state's expiring supply of execution drugs. Wow, this is going to become a juicy story. Innocent man says, Ronnie, you might be right. This guy, they wanted to hurry up and get that out there because the drugs to kill him were expiring. It looks like that's going to be a rich family soon. They are going to sue the pants off of the government, it sounds like. I don't know who the hell you sue in that case. The state, the city, the whatever, the prison. But, wow. That's scary, huh? Can you imagine? As much as you may not be into that, you can sit there and think, if this was your family member, how much would you snap if you found out they killed him just because the drugs were expiring? Hang on 1 second, guys. So that really, to me, that's a case I would take on in a second if I was a lawyer. They rushed it because they were expiring out of the drug. Wow. On Tuesday, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson said it was his job to carry out the law after a jury found Lee guilty based upon the information that they had. The governor said during a press conference, the state's Attorney General Leslie Rutledge stood behind the state's decision to execute Lee. I'm surprised more people weren't fighting this, huh? The courts consistently rejected Liddell Lee's frivolous claims because the evidence demonstrated beyond any shadow of a doubt that he murdered Deborah Reese by beating her to death inside her home with a tire thumper, she said in a statement. This is Leslie Rutledge, obtained by the Democrat Gazette. I am prayerful that Deborah's family has had closure following his lawful execution in 2017. So, it looks like the state is standing by this execution. However, that I believe that statement was obtained before this new DNA evidence, I believe. Although I'll be honest with you, I bet that there are a lot of people out there, prosecutors or whatever, that even knowing he's innocent would be like, just put it through, because they already they want to keep their numbers up or whatever it is. You know, it's a lot of paperwork. I bet you some people would still go through it and knowing he's innocent. Don't you guys think? I can almost guarantee you that. Again, that's not an accusation, but I do think that's the case. So Lee's sister refused to give up working toward exonerating her brother, who she says was with her the day Reese was killed. I got to find that sister. Hang on a second. Give me a second, guys. That's pretty much the end of the story. Let's try to find this family. I know you guys want to hear this case. So, Liddell Lee, what's the sister's name? Imagine if we can get this story on. This would be a good one. Trying to see if I get the name of the sister. Did it say his sister's name? On Tuesday, Arkansas Governor. Leslie Rutledge. Okay. That's Deborah's family. Dang, why can't they give... Oh, Lee's sister, Patricia Young. Boom. Okay. Patricia Young. And so we got Arkansas. Let's see if we can find her. You agree, Ronnie? Good. I know you would. Patricia Young, Georgia. Mutual friend. I don't think that's her. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying to find the sister. If we can get this case, that would be a heck of a good thing, huh? Maybe we can help out. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back. What just happened there? 4 years. Here we go. DNA points to someone else. Oh, she was somewhere at iHeart. Dang, I'm trying to find the sister. Patricia Young. If anyone else knows how to find her, I'd appreciate it. But I can't find her anywhere, unfortunately. Patricia Young in Arkansas. What a shame. City. Arkansas. What a shame. So hard to find people. Here we get a Tricia Young in Little Rock. Actually, we have a lot of Patricia Youngs. Wow. In Little Rock. It's going to be tough to find. I'll have to put that to the side. I don't want you guys to sit and wait for 20 minutes while I read. It's not fun to watch, right? Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so let's put that story off to the side over here. Liddell Lee. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. So, next, Houston mom of 3 vanished weeks ago after leaving friend's house, and family is desperate for answers. Erica Hernandez was last seen early in the morning on April 18th. Okay, so. Oh, Erica Hernandez, last seen April 18th. This is her. This is Miss Hernandez. The search for a missing mother of three continues 3 weeks after she disappeared. This is another one we have to look into. I'm going to start pulling all the people from these stories. Erica Hernandez was last seen leaving her friend's Southwest Houston home at about 2:30 a.m. on April 18th. 30 minutes later, she sent a text saying she was 5 minutes away from getting home. Weird, huh? 5 minutes away and then she disappears. However, Hernandez never made it home and she remains missing 3 weeks later, according to Texas officials. We can't imagine there's not someone out there with information, so the family's begging for people with any kind of information, said Congresswoman Jackson Lee at a May 26 press conference. We don't know what might have happened, but we know that she's a loving mother and she has 3 beautiful children that want her to come home. Hernandez is a single mother who works full-time to provide for her 3 children, ages 3, 16, and 19. She donates plasma twice a week to make extra money for her family. That's sad. Having to do that, that's tiring. Donating blood. Eesh. But you know what? She does what she can to keep her kids fed. So good mother. In an effort to raise awareness about her disappearance, Hernandez's family has put up electronic billboards, handed out flyers, and even hung banners with the words "Find Erica Hernandez" over highways. Last week, her son Dennis celebrated his 16th birthday. It does get to me sometimes, but I'm going to have to be strong, and I have to be okay for my family, said Brisa Armenta, Hernandez's daughter, who's a student at Texas A&M. We're all just trying to stay positive. It's a sad story, guys. We're going to finish the show there. It's been really, really quiet, so there's pretty much nothing going on. So that's the end of the show anyways, but I'm going to have to try to maybe space these out a little more because we get really no one talking. This has been the quietest show we ever did. So thank you to anyone who joined and watched. We appreciate you. And that's basically it. So I guess we're gonna have to figure out a way to do this where it isn't maybe we're doing too many, especially when we do more than one a day. All right, guys, I love you. I will see you soon. I'm gonna try to find my dang cigarettes. I sure hope I have them around here somewhere. I don't know where they could have went, but it is what it is. All right, guys, I love you, Ronnie. I hope you feel better. Tabitha, you too. Thank you guys for joining us and being part of the audience and talking. I greatly appreciate that. Hopefully you liked the video as well. But that's it, guys. Take care. Have a great day.